사랑했어.
Welcome back to the Red Swan drama episode 9. Won-soo and her husband boarded plane to Switzerland. On the way, Jungkook sent an email to a man named Peter, who was in Switzerland. Do-yoon accidentally bumped into Lee Jin, and Lee Jin was able to catch the bottle with her left hand. Do-yoon was a little suspicious and he remembered the figure who killed his friend, Ju-yuk. He also asked if Lee Jin could speak Mandarin, and Lee Jin answered that she couldn't. Then Do-yoon asked her to continue her work and left her. Do-yoon never thought that Mr. L was a woman. And when he saw Lee Jin, she was like the person who attacked Do-yoon when he tried to save Ju-yuk and Won-soo. And Do-yoon just needed proof. Won-soo and her husband were at the Charlie Bank at Zurich, Switzerland. They were there to take the tactical funds that Chairman Kim gave to Won-soo. And only Won-soo could take it. They entered a tightly guarded room. And before starting, the bank had to checking some information. When Won-soo scanned her fingerprints, it turned out that she was granted access. Because her biometric information matched the data they had from the late Chairman Kim. They then opened a large safe containing gold metal and a lot of cash. Previously, after the reading of the will, Chairman Park invited her sons to discuss the contents of the will. A problem that they might not be able to solve even if they work together. Yeomin asked his mother not to stress. Because it was not a small amount, so it would not be easy to launder all the money. And Jungkook said that his father donated it and Yeomin would not get a share. Yeomin did not accept it and asked for the will to be divided into 3 to be fair, but their mother asked that Jungkook's succession must run smoothly. So, most of the money will be used for that. Of course, Yeomin objected to that. But Jungkook reminded them that the funds belonged to the Now Foundation. So that Won-soo could use it for good purposes. What can they do if that's what father wants? So don't interfere, it's up to Won-soo what to do with the money. But Yeomin felt Jungkook is tricking him to take his share. And Jungkook said that Yeomin is not even a family member. So, keep living in hiding like a rat. Hearing that, Yeomin gets emotional and threatens to report about the illegal funds. Yeomin looks very greedy and asks for half of the money. And Jungkook just talks about his father who might be killed. Hearing that, Chairman Park is shocked. But seeing Yeomin's reaction, Jungkook feels strange. Because he is not surprised when he hears it and seems to be defending himself, and Jungkook gets angry and says Yeomin should be worried about going to jail. He slaps Yeomin when Yeomin curses him. Jungkook will never let Yeomin get his father's money. Not a penny. Yeomin is in Mr. Han's pavilion. Mr. Han knows about his actions towards Chairman Kim. When the incident happened, Mr. Han was silent because he was so shocked that he couldn't ask him. Yeomin asked Mr. Han to forget it. If he killed Won-soo, the Now Foundation would be his. And it would be easy to launder money through the foundation, although it would take a long time. But Yeomin thought that the one who tried to kill Won-soo was a terrorist. So, he didn't know who actually attacked Won-soo all this time. When Yeomin wanted to leave, he wondered why Mr. Han asked about it. Did Mr. Han see him kill Chairman Kim? Mr. Han pretended to believe Yeomin at that time, so why accuse him now? When Chairman Kim died, the last person with him was Yeomin. Mr. Han saw that, and at that time Chairman Kim's head was full of blood. Yeomin said that the chairman fell, but he was holding a gold bar with blood on it. Then Mr. Han asked Yeomin to leave, and assumed that he had never been there that day. Mr. Han was the one who cleaned up the murder committed by his son. And now he can only cry and regret the incident. Mr. Han meets Chairman Park at her workplace. Chairman has a good idea to take advantage of Hyun-soo. They will tell him to launder all the money that Won-soo brought from Switzerland. What can he do if his sister is involved? And the money is used to buy Wayne Bio shares in Jungkook's name, so that his succession will be very easy. Hearing that it will be given to Jungkook, Mr. Han seems not interested. And Chairman Park thinks that both son and father are greedy. He should not have prevented Jungkook from becoming Wayne's successor. Hyun-soo plans to make a deal with them regarding the ledger, but according to Do-yoon, they have to report about Chairman Kim's illegal funds to the prosecutor's office. According to Hyun-soo, the Swiss money came from illegal tactical funds, so the prosecutor's office will definitely have a hard time tracking it. They will only accuse Won-soo of lying because she wants a divorce. They will kill her and make it look like an accident. So Hyun-soo will make a deal with Mr. Han. But only with that ledger, the way to find the mastermind who tried to kill Won-soo. Hyun-soo feels that Yeon-min and Mr. Han are not the masterminds, according to the ledger. So, they have to get new evidence. Then Do-yoon shows evidence that all the wealth is put into a trust fund under Yeon-min's name. And Yeon-min is Mr. Han's son. Because Yeon-min can't have Wayne, they target the Nal Foundation. And Won-soo thinks Yeon-min is the one who tried to kill her. But Do-yoon also thinks that maybe Mr. Han wants his son to get the Nal Foundation. Then Do-yoon also asks Won-soo to be careful of Lee Jin. Don't let Won-soo be alone with her, and Do-yoon will investigate about Lee Jin's involvement behind the attack on Won-soo. Then Do-yoon hands the ledger to Hyun-soo and asks him to be careful. Jungkook invites Junhee, his son with Tae-reung, to walk around. While walking, Junhee suddenly holds Jungkook's hand and Jungkook holds his son's hand tightly. When Jungkook asked who he was, Junhee answered that he was the vice president and also his father. Jungkook was shocked because it turned out that Junhee had known about his father all this time. Jungkook said that he would separate from his mother. Hearing that, Junhee was just sad. And Jungkook thought that Junhee was similar to himself because when his heart was hurt, he didn't tell anyone. Even though they couldn't meet again, Junhee hoped to meet his father when he grew up. Then the son and father hug with tears streaming down their faces. Do-yoon received a message from Hyun-soo that he would meet Mr. Han. And at that time Lee Jin would also leave and gave the excuse that she would meet her friends. Do-yoon arrived at the meeting location between Hyun-soo and Mr. Han. Do-yoon recorded the sound and installed a camera there. Mr. Han had transferred money for Hyun-soo to a Canadian account. Won-soo didn't know about the money and the meeting yet. Before Hyun-soo gave the ledger, can Mr. Han guarantee Won-soo's safety if she divorces and releases all her rights to Nal Foundation? Hyun-soo can convince Won-soo to get a divorce, but he won't be able to persuade her to give up the Nal Foundation completely. Mr. Han only said to take care of Hyun-soo himself and took the bag containing the ledger. When Mr. Han left Hyun-soo, Lee Jin came and slit Hyun-soo's throat. Do-yoon followed and stabbed Lee Jin's back. When he wanted to chase her, he saw Hyun-soo who needed help. Do-yoon immediately helped him and called the emergency medical service. Mr. Han called the prosecutor's office and made a report about the Wayne Group and the Nal Foundation. Then people from the prosecutor's office came to the main palace. They had something to tell to Chairman Park directly. Then the secretary contacted Mr. Han, but there was no answer. Then Chairman Park contacted Jongak and asked him to come. The prosecutor's office had a summons for Chairman Park. Should they wait for the lawyer and talk to him before leaving? But because Mr. Hon couldn't be contacted, Jongak asked for the summons. While at the hospital, Do-yoon watched the video recording, and he was sure that the killer is Lee Jin. After the operation was completed, the doctor said that Hyun-soo had died. In front of Chairman Park's residence, there were already many reporters waiting. Chairman Park was a bit panicked and angry when Mr. Hon could not be contacted. Even though he was a family lawyer, he did not know the current situation. Do-yoon entered Won-soo's room and asked her to sit down. Won-soo was a bit confused and just followed him. Do-yoon apologized that his brother had died 2 hours ago. Won-soo was very shocked to hear that. Do-yoon explained that the stabbing incident was near the Han River. When he was taken to the hospital, Hyun-soo had lost a lot of blood. Hearing that, Won-soo wanted to see him, but Do-yoon forbade him because there were many reporters in front of the house. Do-yoon held her hand and apologized. Won-soo cried. She felt like she was in hell right now. She was so short of breath that she could go crazy because she lost her poor brother. She didn't know what to do now. Finally, Mr. Hon showed up to main palace. He gave the excuse that he fell asleep because he took the medicine. He asked Chairman Park to calm down because have prepared everything. Chairman Park is surprised that their prosecutor's office called her. According to Mr. Hon, it seems that Hyun-soo handed over the ledger to the prosecutor's office. But Chairman Park is confused because previously Mr. Hon said that Do-yoon was the one who gave the ledger to the prosecutor's office. And Mr. Hon asked Chairman Park to clear her mind and come with him to the prosecutor's office. Mr. Hon has taken action to calm the reporters. That the news of the tactical funds was covered up with news of Won-soo's affair. When reporters asked about the rumor, Chairman only needed to answer that she didn't know anything. Outside the main palace, the reporters were shocked by the news of Won-soo's affair, which channeled tactical funds with her lover. Then Chairman Park and Mr. Hon meet the reporters. Chairman Park apologizes for the inconvenience she caused. Then the reporters ask about the rumors of Won-soo's affair. Chairman Park tries to keep smiling and answers that she doesn't know anything about it, and then leaves the reporters. Won-soo's secretary is confused because when Won-soo's brother died, rumors of her affair also appeared to the public. When Won-soo wants to see her brother, Do-yoon forbids her from leaving the main palace. Because there are many reporters outside, the news site is filled with articles about her. The secretary asks Won-soo to return to her room and she will meet Hyun-soo's wife. Yo-min's wife is angry and asks for divorce because Yo-min put up all her shares and also her father's as collateral to buy more shares in Wayne Bio. Yo-min explains that he has received permission from his father-in-law. It turns out that Yo-min threatened his father-in-law to spread photos of his wife's affair. Not only that, Yo-min also recorded his wife while having sex. He won't let his wife divorce him. But his wife doesn't afraid if the photos are spread to the media because she will be fine. And she will make sure Yo-min crawls in the gutter. Because he messed with the wrong person. Won-soo accompanied by Do-yoon came to her brother's funeral. Won-soo was devastated because she lost her only remaining family. After losing her mother, now she lost her brother. Jongak came to pay his last respects to Hyun-soo. Chairman Park hides in the hotel with Mr. Hon. She asked why Mr. Hon killed Hyun-soo. But Mr. Han did not answer her. Hyun-soo might have been killed by loan sharks because he was in debt. Chairman Park made sure if she was safe. Chairman Park felt guilty because she could not give something substantial to Yeon-min, but she had built her company by having a loveless marriage. So, she had to protect Wing. But Mr. Han planned to let Yeon-min inherit the company instead Jong-guk. Hearing that, Chairman Park was shocked. Who would let a child from an affair inherit the company? Mr. Han just laughed when he found out that he was just a mistress. Do-yoon went back into Mr. Han's pavilion and opened the safe. He put the USB that Hyun-soo's wife gave him into the safe. He also asked Hyun-soo's wife to tell the prosecutor's office that the evidence that her husband had prepared was in Mr. Han's safe.
남편을 회계 좀 볼까?